Good evening, guys. Happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm frustrated. I didn't get to as much today as I think I wanted to. I did do laundry and dishes today, which was good, and I did edit a little bit. But there's been multiple things that I've just got on like the back burner kind of, that I'm like, oh, I need to get to that. I need to finish that or whatever. And it's just so like weird because like during the week, I should be able to like get to things like, again, other things outside of like the stuff that I try and get to on a daily basis, but like other just like big project things and stuff like that that I feel like still need to be done. So like not like our project stuff that's going on, but just other bigger things too that I'm like, I have to get that done, or like I need to take care of that, like just more personal things. And I haven't. I don't entirely know why I haven't been, because like I don't have a lot of stuff that like daily basis extra stuff that I've had to do. And then on the weekends too, it's like, it's also weird because like we're really not doing anything. Like we're really just kind of watching football, and like I could be working on some of these things like while we do that or whatever, even, you know. But like it's just when it's football season, guys, when I tell you our Fridays through Sundays are completely booked with football, I mean we're completely booked with football. Like ask me what I'm doing on the weekends in fall, Friday night until Sunday night, and I will tell you that I am probably watching football or doing something football related. And then you got Monday night football on, and then you got Thursday night football on too. I've always got something football related going on in the fall. The other thing though is that like I was talking to my dad and I was like, honestly, I don't know how this Friday we will be at game 4 already. And I was like, how is that possible? That's almost halfway through the season. Like, so the season is 9 like regular season games for high school football. And then, you know, again, last year we made it to the playoffs, so we had 10 games. So like, but normally like 4 and 5, you know, like that's around the halfway point. And I was like, I can't believe that we're almost like at that halfway kind of point already. Like I remember 2 years ago when the 4th week like came up for Jack, I remember being like, I can't believe like he's almost done. Like we're pushing like, you know, it being like the end half now of like the football season. Like already it feels like it has literally just flown by. And I don't know if that's because of the weather or like what, but I don't know how like we're already on week 4 already. Again, it just feels so weird. And like also maybe last year because I was so new, and as I've told you guys too, my job is doing the end zone camera film, and you know, like doing that at the football game. So and last year was the first year doing it, so I feel like maybe this year I'm just more comfortable doing it, and now this year is like, again, the second year of doing it, so maybe I've just felt more comfortable, so it doesn't feel like every week is like this daunting task of like, oh my goodness, like, you know, we have to do the camera, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like I've gotten very comfortable doing it. And even to like last year, like my mom was there as well, and she was doing like other, like she was taking pictures. Like she has like a professional camera, so she was taking a lot of like professional photos for like the, you know, again, like of the football team. And I was doing like the end zone camera, but like sometimes she would come over and she would help do the end zone camera as well. And so like, or if like I needed something, like if I was like, oh, something stopped working, you know, like she would like normally go over to the sidelines then and get one of the coaches. But like I have the coach's number now, so like if there's a problem, I normally just text one of them, or like my dad or Jack, and then they get somebody. So like this year I haven't needed like, you know, and there haven't been that many problems. Again, too, normally it's just like, oh, the battery died or whatever. But like last year it just felt like there were so many issues that we were having, and like I was just so, I think, like nervous about doing it as well. But I feel like I finally settled in, so maybe that's also another reason why it feels like it's going by so quickly. But I'm like, tomorrow's Thursday, and then it's, you know, like Friday, and it's the 4th game already of the season. The other weird thing though that might kind of be making me feel like that is that the first game of the season was at home, and then we've had 3 away games. And so maybe that's also the reason why like it hasn't felt like a very like, you know, I don't know, like just last year we had, I think, probably at least one more like home game by this point. Like, I don't think that we had 2 away games right in a row, or maybe, I think the first game I know for sure that was an away game. Then I want to say like we had 1 or 2 home games back to back, and then like I don't remember exactly what the whole schedule was like last year, but I just feel like we had at least, you know, like it was kind of more even at this point, whereas we'll have the first home game and then 3 away games, and then I think we have 1 or 2, or maybe then after that it goes like back and forth. I don't exactly know, like I said, for sure what the schedule is looking like for this season, but I do know that, like I said, there's 3 in a row right off the bat, so it's like maybe that's also why like this feels kind of weird to also be like, oh, on the Friday, you know, we're gonna have another away game instead of being at home. But I don't know, it's a lot different like this year, and like I said, I'm not quite as like I've settled in more, so maybe that's also why it just feels like it's moving by really quickly. And also too, maybe because like I've been taking the bus with like the football, like for the away games. I don't know why that would like make it feel different, but it just doesn't feel like a regular kind of traditional football games. Like they haven't yet either, and like also it already being like halfway through the season. I also feel like the weather has kind of played into that as well. Like we had that second game where again it was cold out, but then these last, like the last week's game and this week's game, it's still supposed to be like 80 degrees. Like I might be in shorts again this weekend. I might wear leggings, but I also might wear shorts. I don't know. It's supposed to be, I think, about the same temperatures it was last week. And the thing was, last week I think it was a little bit, was it windy last week? It was a little bit, I think, maybe. I know 2 weeks ago it was, but I want to say maybe this week it was. I don't know, maybe not. But it wasn't cold, like even when I was in shorts like last week. So you know, like, and again, that's like when the sun sets, because you know, it's Friday at night, so it's like by the time the sun sets, it got down to like maybe about being 70s, like low 70s or high 60s or something like that, but it still wasn't really even like, I wore like a sweatshirt, I think, and then, you know, the shorts, and I was comfortable through the whole game. So I think that might also be throwing me off a little bit too. Like we're halfway through the season, and it, again, other than that weird kind of like 2 weeks ago when or you know, again, not last week but the week before that, where it was kind of cool, felt a little bit weird. Like I don't know, it just seems really weird that we're like already like this far into the season. And I know even like last year it was still pretty warm, even though we had like 2 or 3 games where it was like kind of cold and even rainy a little bit. I know one of the one actually, the same school we played last week, we had when we played them last year, the game there was freezing cold, windy. The camera like wasn't working because it was so windy and cold and like rainy and stuff like that. But I know that like, again, we had a couple of those days where the weather was like that. But yeah, this year already, like we've had nice weather. It hasn't been like really rainy or anything like that. And again, 2 weeks ago when it was kind of cool, it still wasn't unbearable. Like it wasn't freezing cold. It was just a little bit cooler and chillier. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I can't believe it. It's already like, we're kind of halfway into the season now, you know, this will be, and it feels weird to, you know, be like, I don't, it feels like it's moving very quickly as well, and the whole season just kind of feels a little bit different. And again, maybe that's because I feel more comfortable like at the games and stuff like that, but overall, like it's been a different kind of experience, I feel like, this year. And yeah, me and my dad were both talking about that this weekend, or the other day when we went to Meyer, we were talking about it. But I'm going to take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog.